Albania's Cold War bunkers, a hidden world beneath the hills. When you walk through Albania today, it's easy to be taken in by the mountains, the Adriatic coast, or the bustling streets of Tirana. But hidden just below the surface, and often in plain sight, is a relic of one of the strangest chapters of the Cold War: the bunkers. Between the 1960s and the 1980s, Albania's leader Enver Hoxha turned the entire country into a fortress. Obsessed with the idea that his nation was under constant threat from NATO, from the Soviet Union, even from neighboring Yugoslavia, Hoxha ordered the construction of more than 170,000 concrete bunkers. They were everywhere, perched on hillsides, scattered through villages, dug into beaches, even sitting in the middle of farmland. Most of these bunkers were tiny, just enough space for one or two soldiers crouched with their rifles, waiting for an invasion that never came. The larger ones were underground complexes built to shelter the leadership from nuclear attack. The most famous of these today is Bunk'Art in Tirana. Once a top-secret shelter for the political elite, it has been transformed into a museum. Walking through its tunnels and chambers feels like stepping into another world: damp concrete, heavy blast doors, and propaganda murals that remind you how paranoid and isolated Albania once was. The scale of this program was staggering. At a time when Albania's economy was poor and isolated, resources were poured into concrete instead of schools, roads, or housing. The bunkers became a physical symbol of fear: fear of outsiders, fear of betrayal, fear of the world beyond Albania's borders. To ordinary Albanians, they were inescapable, dotting the countryside, blocking fields, intruding even on family gardens. Some remember being forced to practice bunker drills, preparing for an invasion that never came. And yet, today, they have taken on a strange new life. Some bunkers are used as cafes or art galleries, others as animal shelters, while many lie abandoned, slowly being reclaimed by the landscape. A few have been painted in bright colors by local artists, transformed from symbols of oppression into canvases of creativity. Children once played hide-and-seek inside them. Now travelers from across the world wander through, curious about this surreal Cold War legacy. To visitors, the bunkers often feel surreal, almost science-fictional. Concrete domes rising from meadows, machine gun slots staring blankly over empty valleys, whole underground complexes hidden beneath ordinary streets. But for Albanians who grew up during Hoxha's rule, they remain tied to memories of control, hardship, and fear. The state constantly warned of looming invasion, insisting that sacrifice was necessary for survival. The bunkers were not just military structures. They were physical propaganda, reminders cast in stone that the world outside was dangerous and untrustworthy. They stand as reminders that the Cold War wasn't just about Washington and Moscow. It reached even into this small Balkan nation, shaping its identity for decades. Albania became one of the most isolated places on Earth, sealed off behind concrete and ideology. Its people told daily that war was only a heartbeat away. The story of Albania's bunkers is more than concrete domes and underground tunnels. It's about how a country sealed itself off from the world, and how, after the fall of communism, it began to open again. In the silence of those bunkers, you can still feel the weight of history, the echo of an entire nation bracing for a war that never came. And perhaps that is why they remain so haunting today, not as weapons of defense, but as monuments to a time when fear built walls of concrete across an entire land.